My name is Bryce Schweer, and I'm going to be the facilitator of this meeting this evening. As many of you may know, I have the privilege of serving as the CEO here at Small Beginnings. And we have some exciting news, and that's that we're expanding to China in 2025. We are very excited by this opportunity and are looking forward to the future. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the presentation. Today, we're going to be going over the influence and cultural dimensions in China that are different than here in the United States. Our agenda is going to be going over vital cultural differences there and how that impacts our communication as well as the business dealings. Next, we're going to be going over three main things: power distance, high and low context in communication, and time orientation. We are also going to go over how we can have success in the Chinese environment as a business and as you, as an individual. Okay, so what we're going to do first is go over power distance. Power distance is a business structure. For example, people in China will not leapfrog a supervisor to give input. This is very important in their culture and can be viewed as disrespectful if you do not operate in this. This also translates to senior members doing the majority of the speaking during meetings. Other people tend to take notes and listen intently. Then it comes down to decision making. Decisions usually are a straight down funnel with rarely seeing upward funnel. Why is this important? Because it's different in the United States, as many of you may know, and we need to keep this in mind when we're discussing with them because it will not get done in the same way as it does for us. Next, we're going to talk about respect from a distance. This is whenever, for example, in the United States, we greet with the shake of the hands. And there, we need to be respectful of personal space. People in China are usually not as hands-on. A simple nod is respectful and in most cases will be perfect. Let's go ahead and start talking about high and low context communication. This is a big deal because in China, no and yes do not mean no and yes in America. Kind of funny, right? So, for example, if they say no, it is very rare and oftentimes will not even come from the individual. It can be viewed as disrespectful, even. This also translates to yes. Yes is more so an I understand what you're saying. It's not a I agree to your terms. We need to keep that in mind because whenever they say yes, they most likely don't mean yes. It is very common for them to come back with a counter the next day. So let's keep this in our back pocket and be patient with them in communication. Okay, so some important reminders real quick. They do have strict hierarchies. Let's keep that in mind. We want to make sure we communicate through the proper channel. They are pretty indirect with their yes and no's, so let's remember that and be mindful and patient. Okay, perfect. Next, we're going to be going over time orientation, how they handle their time a little bit differently. Their meeting timeliness. I know in America we like to have like 15 to 45-minute meetings, and this is very common. In China, they tend to block out a whole day for their meetings. We need to have this in mind and be patient. They are not a quick process by any means. Instead of having a quick turnaround, they usually just want a firm understanding, which is why, in even some cases, their meetings extend out over several days. Okay, so if we go ahead and review everything we went over, we learned that we need to allocate time for the meetings. We can't expect them to tell us we're going to have a long meeting. We need to go expectant to have day to multiple days meetings. This will help us be patient and make the best decision. We need to also let our senior members speak first out of respect for their cultural values. By all means, everybody will voice their opinion, but we want to respect what they have established since we are their visitors. Next, we're going to develop patience. This is a big deal in cultural settings because it will give us the ability to understand them and not jump into anything we're unsure of. Next, we're going to be all doing training about how to understand their workplace norms instead of no, yes, in terms of greeting. We're all going to be partaking in this in weekly, probably once a week classes. Lastly, we're going to deliver disagreement not directly. What does this mean? We're going to be patient. We are going to talk calmly, and we're going to circle back to them. By no means are we in the meeting going to say, no, we don't agree with that. That will come off as disrespectful and insulting. We will address it the following day. Okay, and that goes ahead and concludes our meeting today. I'm thankful for the opportunity to be with you all, and I'm looking forward to see how SB continues to grow in 2025. Thank you for all you guys do. If you need to comment or questions, please email me directly. My email is directed to this. So feel free to reach out. I'm looking forward to 2025. Thank you.